A very good afternoon to all my dear students. I hope everyone is safe at their home. Today we are going to start with our first online session classes, and the poem that we are going to learn today is Where the Mind is Without Fear by Rabindranath Tagore. We all know that Rabindranath Tagore is very famous for his written work. He has written in Bengali and in English also. This poem is also originally composed in Bengali and later was translated by himself in English. This poem is taken from his Nobel Prize winning anthology Gitanjali. He was the first non European to receive Nobel Prize in Literature in 1930. The time period when he wrote this poem was during the time when India was under the British rule. In this poem, he is praying to God for the freedom of his nation. He need he was hoping for the freedom where the Indians are not only free from the clutches of British but also from all the evil customs and practices. Let us start with the poem. Where the mind is without fear and the head is held high, where the knowledge is free. Through this line, the poet has explained us that he was wishing for a country where people are free to live. They are free to choose their own paths, where they can raise their head high and where they can receive the knowledge for free. Sir Rabindranath Tagore wants a nation which is fully free for his countrymen, not only under the clutches of Britishers, but also they should be free from all the evil customs and practices. Where the world has not been broken up into fragments by narrow domestic walls. Now, over the fragment over here, he's trying to explain us that fragment means not only division of two societies, but division made on the basis of color, caste, creed, languages. All these things should not be there. By narrow domestic walls, he is trying to explain us that the caste systems or the society which we are divided, as we all know that during the time period when there was a Britishers, the people were divided into classes, the upper caste people and the lower class people. So he wanted his people not to be divided in so many sections and fragments, but he wanted them to be united, where the words come out from the depth of truth, where the people should speak truth. They should not fear when they speak. They should not be fearful when they want to speak their mind. They should be free to speak what they felt. When the person is free to speak his mind, there are less chances that the person might lie. The people usually lie when they are afraid, and if the person is not afraid of anything, he will never lie. So he was hoping for a nation where everyone will speak truth, where they will speak their mind out, where tireless striving stretches its arm towards perfection. He wants people to work continuously, effortlessly for making their country a better place for them to live. He wants them to work hard for their own self, not under the burden of certain rules and regulation. Where the clear stream of reason has not lost its way into the dreary desert sands of dead habit. Over here, the dreary desert means old customs and beliefs. We can also say that some superstitious beliefs, and dead habit also can consider as a old customs and belief. As we all know, during that time there were many rules, regulation, customs, traditions which were followed. If I have to give you example, like child marriages, sati pratha, all these things, he want people should not look for the tradition and custom but should always look for the betterment of their own people. So he wanted the people of his nation to think beyond all these things and think for the humanity, where the mind is led forward by thee. Over here, thee means God. Where the mind is led forward by thee, the person should always follow the path shown by the God. If the person is following the path shown by the God, there are less chances that he will commit mistakes. Into ever widening thoughts and action, into the heaven of freedom, my Father, let my country awake. Through this, he's praying to God, he's asking the God to give his people, what we can enlighten his people so that they can see the world, their nation, the humanity beyond the custom, caste, religion, colors. He wants his people not to be just free from the clutches of the human, but also from the clutches of their own thoughts. He's appealing to God that the people of his society should be burden free, they should have their rights to education, they should be economically free, they should be socially free. He wants a nation, he wants a place where the people can walk around speaking their own mind. He wants a place where the people are free to choose what they want to do, not where they are forced what they want to do. With this, we have come to the end of our poem. I hope you would have understood this poem. Thank you for attending this lecture. Until we meet for the second lecture.